I was walking down the narrow street near the old cafe where my best friend, Alina, and I used to sit every Friday. It was a chilly evening, the kind where the air feels sharp, and people walk quickly to get indoors. I hadn't planned to be there, but fate has a way of leading you to places you never expect. That's when I saw him, Daniel. Tall, charming, the kind of man who could turn heads without trying. He was Alina's boyfriend, the one she couldn't stop talking about. Her eyes always sparkled when she said his name. Daniel is different, she would tell me. He makes me feel safe, loved, seen. But that night, I saw him with another girl. They weren't just friends laughing over coffee. He leaned close, whispered something that made her giggle, and then brushed a strand of her hair behind her ear. It was intimate, unmistakable. And just like that, my stomach sank. I froze. My first instinct was anger, not for myself, but for Alina. She deserved better than this. But then another thought hit me, what if I was wrong? What if this girl was just a cousin, a coworker, anyone but a lover? I pulled my jacket tighter and slipped away before either of them could notice me. The weight of truth. That night, I couldn't sleep. Alina's voice echoed in my head, her happiness so genuine whenever she mentioned Daniel. If I told her, I risked destroying her world. If I stayed silent, I'd be betraying her trust. The next morning, Alina called me as usual. Guess what? She said, her tone bubbling with excitement. Daniel booked us a weekend getaway. Just the two of us. Isn't he the sweetest? I forced a smile into my voice. That's great, Alina. But my chest felt heavy. How could I let her walk blindly into the arms of a man who might not be loyal? Testing the waters. For days, I debated. Should I confront Daniel? Should I gather proof before saying anything? Every time I saw Alina's joy, I bit my tongue. What if I was wrong? The thought of ruining her happiness with a misunderstanding haunted me. Finally, I decided to test him myself. The following Friday, I, accidentally, bumped into Daniel outside the bookstore. He was alone, smiling that charming smile that made people believe in him. Hey, I greeted casually, watching his eyes. He seemed surprised but relaxed. Hey, good to see you. How's Alina? She's great, I said. She talks about you all the time. He chuckled, scratching his neck. Yeah, she's special. I waited, but nothing in his face betrayed guilt. No flinch, no hesitation. Maybe I had imagined the whole thing. But then, as we said goodbye, I noticed lipstick on his collar, red, bright, not Alina's shade. My heart sank again. The dilemma. That night, I sat with Alina in her apartment. She was decorating the living room, humming while stringing fairy lights. She looked so peaceful, so full of love. Sometimes I feel like the luckiest girl alive, she said, plopping down on the couch beside me. I don't know what I'd do without Daniel. Her words hit me like a knife. I wanted to scream, you don't know what he's doing behind your back. But the words wouldn't come. I looked at her glowing face, and my heart ached. Instead, I just smiled weakly. You deserve all the happiness in the world, Alina. Breaking point. A week later, the truth broke through my silence. I was at the cafe again, and this time, Daniel wasn't hiding. He walked in with the same girl, holding her hand openly. He kissed her cheek as they sat down, as if the world around them didn't exist. That was it. My silence had gone too far. I couldn't let Alina live in a lie. I snapped a photo, my hands shaking. It felt cruel, but I knew she would need proof. The conversation. That evening, I went to Alina's apartment. My heart pounded the entire way, each step heavier than the last. When she opened the door, her smile lit up the room, but it broke me inside. I need to talk to you, I said, my voice trembling. She frowned. What's wrong? We sat on the couch, and I hesitated, the photo burning in my pocket like a secret I wished I didn't carry. Alina, I began softly, I saw Daniel with someone else. More than once. He wasn't just friendly. He was with her, like a couple. Her eyes widened, disbelief flashing across her face. No, that's impossible. Daniel would never. I handed her my phone, the photo glowing on the screen. Her hands shook as she took it, her face draining of color. For a long moment, silence filled the room. Then tears welled in her eyes. Why didn't you tell me sooner? She whispered. My throat tightened. I didn't want to hurt you. I wasn't sure, but when I saw them again today, I couldn't stay quiet anymore. She covered her face with her hands, sobbing. My heart broke with her. Aftermath. The days that followed were heavy. Alina confronted Daniel, and just as I feared, he denied everything at first. But when she showed him the photo, his excuses crumbled. He admitted to the affair, claiming it meant nothing. Alina broke up with him that night. She didn't speak to me for a week. I understood, my silence had been a betrayal, even if my intentions were good. But eventually, she called. I'm angry you waited, she said over the phone, her voice raw. But I know you were trying to protect me. And when it mattered most, you told me. That's what counts. I exhaled, relief washing over me. I'm so sorry, Alina. I just didn't want to see you hurt. I know, she whispered. But sometimes the truth hurts less than the lie. The end. Months later, Alina was different. Stronger. She threw herself into her passions, surrounded herself with friends, and began to rebuild. Daniel became nothing more than a shadow in her past. One night, as we sat again in our favorite cafe, she looked at me and smiled. You did the right thing, she said. Even if it was late, you gave me the truth. And that's what I'll always thank you for. I smiled back, realizing that sometimes friendship means carrying a heavy truth until you're strong enough to give it away. Because silence may protect hearts for a moment, but truth is what saves them in the end.